Hey, it's Cal Forever here, and I wanted to do a video about impasse. Just clean the lens off for you. So, talking about impasse, what is a bodhisattva? A bodhisattva is someone that is in unconditional service to humanity, that has dedicated themselves to being of service to humanity. And so to understand an empath is to understand a bodhisattva takes on the energies in pain and takes on the energies of the people around them, of the world, and transmutes them out of unconditional love and compassion for humanity to be of service. So, a very well-renowned bodhisattva was Jesus Christ. And what he did is he took on the pain and the bad energies or whatever and the sins of the world to transmute them out of the collective, to bring in the Piscean age on the cross. So what's happening right now on Earth is there are thousands of us that are taking on the energies to clear out the collective, to bring in the Aquarian age. So if you're an empath, don't put up a shield. Of course, don't let people walk all over you, especially energetically, but understand that you're of service here as a bodhisattva to bring in the Aquarian age. If you're truly feeling collective clearing, and I say that because there's a lot of people that claim to be these spiritual beings, and I think a lot of people are having spiritual experiences, but they aren't really on that authentic level. You know, and here's an example. When I was like 5 years old, my dad would come home from work. He worked at a hospital, and I'd be running around the house all day. And I have autism, so it's like I have this high. It's like I'm either high or I'm low. There's not really an in between. So I'd run around the house all day, playing and having fun. Then when my dad got home, we'd sat down and ate dinner. And then I would just cry nonstop. But a part of what that it was taking on the energies from the hospital and clearing them. So it's like, and to relate this again to autism, children, like let's say like their parents take their autistic child to the mall, and the kid just like has a meltdown and crying nonstop, and it's like sensory overload. Part of that is being overloaded. Probably the main part of that is probably clearing and taking on the emotions in the Akash and clearing that out of the grids there, right? So there are thousands of us here doing this right now at this time, and we are here because we're here to make the earth green again, right? We're here to teach the ways of the heart, to embody that and to live it and to be the example of that. It may not be always taught in the conventional way, and I really think that the old black and white way of teaching needs to end. We need to start teaching in color. So that's my gift right now to share with you, to help you understand either what you're going through, because it's scary. It's scary. I didn't know that I was doing this. I went through a 2-year period where I woke up every night feeling like I was gonna die, like my arms were broken and my legs were twisted over my head, and I had no one there for me other than, I guess, angels. And I remember going into my parents' room. I remember one day, because my dad works at a hospital doing open heart surgeries and stuff, he's a perfusionist, and I'd go in. I remember one day I went into my parents' room and I was like, oh my God, I'm having a heart attack, call 911. And it was like, then I got labeled anxiety disorder, like I was having panic attacks. So it can scare the shit out of you when you don't understand this or know, or everyone around you is telling you otherwise, because that's kind of what it was for me after I started realizing this. I was like, like I'm seeing sparklies around you. I think that I'm seeing energies and stuff. Oh no, you have brain damage. You're microcephalic and Tourette's and OCD, autism. Like, I've been given all the labels. I've been given all the pills and medications as well. So that's another thing to release. Another understanding. The antipsychotic medications, what they do is they affect the endocrine system. They affect this flow of cerebral spinal fluid by blocking your thyroid glands and other glands in your brain and in your body. And they don't allow your sacred secretion, or the Christos, to flow. And so what happens is you can't express your emotions. So it's like you take on emotions of other people, and then you end up becoming inflated. And like literally my digestion shut down because I was not able to digest the emotions, my own emotions, and the emotions of the people around me. Because with autism, there's two types of empathy that we understand. There's cognitive empathy, that is kind of learned and taught, and then there's empathy that comes from the heart, which is like when you walk into a room and you feel like someone that's really happy, right, and it uplifts you, or you could radiate that out and uplift other people as well. Because if you walk into a room that feels sad, when you're really sensitive, you learn that, this drags you down. But learning that when you're really strong in your love, then you can elevate people that are sad. So walking into a room and feeling that emotion from people, that's the other kind of empathy that comes from the heart. I actually can't remember the name for it, but that's the empathy that I've felt most of my life, and part of what has kind of led to my digestion shutting down in school, and in having panic attacks and sensory overload. And at the time, I didn't really know it. It wasn't until about a year ago that I connected the dots, like, holy shit, I'm like autistic. I'm not just this Tourette's, OCD, dyslexic child. Like I fit under that umbrella spectrum. But what that is the way that the old energy is labeling the new evolution, the new energy, and just doesn't understand, right? So there are two types of humans on Earth right now. There is the Homo sapien, and then there's the new human. So, and there was a point in human evolution where there were two humans on Earth, like there is now. There was the Neanderthal and there was the Homo sapien. And the more evolved human is the one that ended up being on Earth, which is what's going to happen now. But the thing is now is, just because people are Homo sapien or whatever doesn't mean that they can't go through this transition and go through these mutations within themselves. Like autistic children, there's a mutation that happens in the brain, I feel like, and this might be true, this might not, this is just kind of what I've concluded, is like they're like all these extra neurons. And so it's like, it seems like children with autism like are slower at thinking, but they're actually thinking about way more things. And when this happens, and this is kind of what it's like a normal brain image of a neuron is like this, but when children think with autism, they don't think like that. They think like this, and it branches off into all these other ways. And what I think that is doing is that's connecting neurological bridges and mutating the brain. So it's tough, right? But that is active evolution in the process. We are actively, rapidly evolving. And this is available for everyone who wants to do this, who chooses this. So, Cal Forever here. Thanks for being here.